The buried solo world record has been beat in 8 minutes by the one and only Shades. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is an absolute beast when it comes to Call of Duty Zombie speedrunning, and I think this guy is going to get as popular as someone like IL Steve or the Relaxing End, someone that is just an insane level of speedrunner, or even the one streaming on Twitch right now, Freckleston, iMac, Scotty Dogs, the Legends, Dank Slushy, man. This is just another insane name to remember on these speedruns. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Richtofen side in 8 minutes fully. So let's get it. Obviously, we know that he has to build the guillotine while also getting the Galvanuckles for a step, getting the Paralyzer, which is going to be first box hit without a doubt with the world record. You can get a perma perk that gives you some really easy stuff here. Time bomb first hit. That's also needed. Paralyzer is going to be second. He's not going to need anything else. There it is. So, yeah. On any other map, I would be freaking out about that, right? But because Buried has the permaperk, box permaperk, which gives you better luck for the first 10 rounds, it's not that uncommon. And I think a lot of people that know what I'm talking about understand. So, he's grabbed the antenna part in the barn, and he also has red insta-kill as a power-up. This makes me so excited because with Die Rise Remastered, we have perma-perks in the BO3 Custom Zombies map, and so I'm excited to see people speedrun with perma-perks again. I feel like it just adds so much more of an interesting layer, even more so than Gobblegums. Not this, my boy Gobblegums, but you know, it ain't bad. So, doesn't matter if he loses points or anything here. He has to run all the way around, essentially, to hit all of the orbs. This is the very first step outside of building the guillotine for the side that you're doing the Easter egg for. And again, normally this is correct. You cannot do the solo Easter eggs for Transit, Die Rise, and Buried. Well, Transit you now can solo legit, but Buried and Die Rise, unfortunately, you do have to run a mod for certain steps, and I will tell you which steps are different. Usually, and Treyarch definitely only designed these Easter eggs to be played with 4 players only. It was very recently where Transit was thought to be able to be possible with 1 player and then 2 player, and then Die Rise and Buried as well, but as you can see, it is exciting because these maps are coming back for BO3 and they will be made soloable, which is so insane. So all the parts for the guillotine built 2 minute 30. That is not bad considering it's not just 3 parts, it's 4 parts. He gets Vulture Aid off the witches. That is a huge thing. The reason why is because he needs that perk for a specific step in the Easter egg to identify where the wisp is through the walls of the map. So we'll get to that point later. He now has to hit the last Paralyzer jump here. Also, it's pretty interesting that he buys the MP5 because, like I've said this before in other speedruns in Black Ops 1 and 2, it is the lightest weapon. And also, if he does do the sharpshooter step, which he is going to have to shoot 20 targets even by himself, the MP5 is a great weapon. Reloads fast, has 30 bullets in the clip, and is extremely light. And so now he's filling up the witches that he needs for the lantern. So if he was doing it with the Maxis side, he would need Leroy, the big giant, to get kills. But because he's doing Richtofen, you can just get a bunch of witch elims. I believe it's about 10. And so he's just running around and getting this fully finished as well. Honestly, I wonder if double tap would help, but now that I think about it, I don't think double tap would because you need to be extremely precise with the sharpshooter step towards the end. And so, again, you might be wondering, how is he going to do that solo? Well, on 4 player, you only need to hit 20 parts. So, Lantern is now built, and he has his code. He paused and figured that out fast. So, basically, there's 3 signs in the tunnel area that he has to hit with his Galvanuckles for the Wisp to spawn. And this is why Vulture Aid is extremely important, because as soon as he hits all 3, he got very lucky getting all 3 of his right there. He now just has to run and click F on every single wisp spot. And could you imagine doing this without Vulture Aid? It would be impossible, right? Like, how would you be able to see it? And because all these spots are randomized, even if you memorize them, I still don't think you would be able to do it as fast. And so Vulture Aid off that witch-free perk is so amazing. I've yet to see that on a Buried World Record solo. And again, Shades, I don't put anything past this man because this guy's movement, like just those strafe jumps, are insane. And so now he's putting down the time bomb, and he's going to need 5 zombie soul eliminations. When I was watching the last buried solo world record at 9 minutes, this was the part that took the longest. That spawn manipulation is new. He just stared into the back of the wall and got literally 4 or 5 zombies to come in right at the same time. Absolutely perfect. This step on the higher rounds can be very difficult, but as you can see, he accidentally took out 2 zombies there, but it doesn't matter because he was lucky enough to get all the 5 that he needed. But when the wisp goes on that zombie, they start hauling it, man, which is really nice. So as soon as he gets this last elim, he can now activate the time bomb and then go to round infinity and look for the body parts, or look for the dead Victus crew bodies to find the switch. He got it first hit. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys have watched me do this, but I have struggled to even find where the bodies are. But he found the switch on the first body, and it was right in front. Bro, the RNG is already insane. Wow. And so now, literally, there's nothing you can do once you find the switch. He's just basically trying to get a bunch of points because the zombies on this round are unkillable. You cannot kill them. They are infinite rounded zombies. So pretty much imagine zombies that cannot die without an infinite damage wonder weapon, which is not on Buried, unfortunately. There's no infinite damage wonder weapons. So what's super interesting as well is that he's basically just getting a bunch of points to be able to finish up the rest of his Easter egg. He's not going to go and pap or anything like that. He's basically just waiting for this step to be done because it is a time-gated step, and getting closer to the guillotine is better. But yeah, you have to be incredibly careful because, yep, as soon as you get teleported back, all those zombies die, and then he can just build the part on. Now, this is what gets crazy with the Buried Easter egg. I have only ever had this happen to me once. The next step is that he has to go towards the maze, and literally, oh, he puts a time bomb down at the well for the sharpshooter step. That's amazing. He has to go into the maze and hit 4 switches perfectly. And so obviously, because this is world record, he gets this. But what I mean is that there's a red switch, a blue switch, a green switch, and a yellow switch. And usually the step is designed for 4 players where you all sort of hit them and figure out the code and see which one sparks first. But on solo, this is literally random. This is just random. So his code that he's hitting is going to be blue, green, red, yellow, and this is going to work. Wow. And as you can see, when it sparks, he did it correctly. I've only ever had that happen to me once. Sharpshooter already in on 7 minutes, 28 seconds. And now literally he's starting the fastest sharpshooter ever. He doesn't have to hit any specific signs. He just has to hit 20 in total. So you can see he's hitting the candy shop signs as well as the signs next to the mystery box, which is really cool because even if he misses one on this side, as long as he hits one on another side, he should be totally fine. And so the MP5 is just such an amazing little SMG to use for this. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the 8-minute Buried world record. I don't see this being sub 7 or sub 8. I mean, definitely not sub 7. I cannot see this even being sub 8. How you could maximize 15 seconds on a run like this is absolutely madness. Maybe it could happen, but sub 7 is not possible. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and check out Shades. This is one of the best world record runners of all time, and I will see y'all in that next one, baby.